All right, welcome into Speaking Sox, episode 4. I'm Aiden.
I'm Ben, and we have a special guest today, my brother John. John, welcome to Speakin Sox.
Welcome in.
Thank you, gentlemen. It's really great to be here with this great podcast and these true baseball fans. It's great to be here.
I love it. We've got a good one in store for you guys. Spring break kind of broke up our schedule a little bit, but we're back.
Great to be back.
Yeah, great to be back. Very excited. Maybe we might start pumping out 3 pods, 4 pods a week. Who knows?
Daily coverage coming up for the regular season.
Yeah, daily coverage. Very excited for the regular season. Obviously, I think the last pod, they were still in a lockout. Now we're out of the lockout. Free agency has come and is still going on. A lot of the big moves have already happened. A lot for the Sox going on, and let's just go right into it. Trevor Story, shortstop from the Colorado Rockies, signs with the Red Sox as a free agent, 6 years, $140 million. What are our reactions to that?
I love this move for so many reasons. It shows that Heim's ready to spend the money that he needs to. Henry's ready to spend the money on the Red Sox again.
Which we weren't sure if he was.
I think this is proof that our theory that he was saving money last year to buy the Penguins.
Yeah.
I think it's proof that after he did that, now he's ready to start spending on the Red Sox again. So, I love the move. Jack, what do you think?
I love Trevor Story. I think he's a great player.
Big power bat, yeah.
He's a true prime athlete right now. He's in the prime of his career.
Yep.
Unlike a few other free agent signings that we'll get into later on. But, some late big numbers. We'll leave it at that. But
for sure.
He just feels like a Red Sox. He feels like a Red Sox.
Great player, young player, and he's going to be here for probably a vast majority of the remainder of his career. So
yeah,
I agree.
And definitely, I mean, a guy, you look at him, he's a righty, and he's a pure power hitter. He's a big pull guy also, and you look at the Green Monster, and he hits those balls.
He's built to hit a Fenway.
Yeah, I mean, he might be up at 35 homers, depending on how he plays this year, but he definitely has 40 home run potential in that stadium. And he's like I said, he's a great asset. Now, the big thing with the move, I love it, but he's going to have to play second base,
Yep.
Do you see that as an issue? I mean, obviously we had Christian Arroyo last year, and then Kike a little bit as well, but defensively we were never all that spectacular at second, I'd say. And we just didn't have the bat there either. Now you have the bat there, and maybe the defensive is, again, an issue, but maybe you make up with that with JBJ in the outfield.
Well, I think you could also make up for the lack of defense at second by potentially moving Xander over to second. Yeah. I think that's not out of the equation at all. And, he's an unselfish leader, face of the franchise right now. So I think Xander will do whatever it takes to have a good season this year and run it back. Another thing about Xander that this deal involves is, in the event that we lose him, we now have someone to take his place. I don't think we'll lose him, but it is a possibility. I also didn't think that we'd lose Mookie Betts, so just prepare for that potentially.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a great point. Where do you see the lineup for the Sox being this year? I mean, just looking at RotoChamp here, what they have projected, they have Kike first, Rafi at hitting second, Xander third, JD Martinez fourth, Trevor fifth, Verdugo sixth, Bobby Dalbec 7, and Christian Vasquez 8, and then Jackie Bradley Jr. at 9th.
I agree with that 100%. Outside of, I would put Rafi at 2, swap him with Xander. So put Xander at 2, Rafi at 3, and then JD hitting cleanup at 4.
Yeah, I kind of like that. Honestly, I would like to see Verdugo become more of a leadoff hitter, just because he also brings a little bit of pop, which I think we used a lot with Kyle Schwarber, and now obviously we lost him. But if we can retain that pop out of the leadoff guy, I think Verdugo has more pop potential than Kike does. I know Kike hit more homers than him last year, but Verdugo's still young and he's still growing into the player that he'll end up becoming.
One thing I will say about that is I would rather have Verdugo lower in the lineup than Kike. Like, I think Kike needs to be higher up in the lineup.
Or else he's going to lose his spot.
Whereas I think Verdugo can deal with being 6, 7, 8 around there.
Yeah, I like the idea of having Story at 5th, just in case JD can't do the job. You got Story to clean it up. after him at 5th, and then if you need Verdugo to do the job at 6th, and then maybe even if Bobby Dalbec isn't the guy that the Sox think he is this year, then Tristan Casas, the prospect, our number 1 prospect, can come up, and if he's a big bat, then who knows, maybe he gets boosted up in that lineup at 5 or 6. You never know what some of these guys come in, like Michael Chavis a couple years ago came in and was just raking. I mean, it didn't last long, but he was raking. You never know. I think this lineup is very good, though, and I do agree, we were just talking about it, that JBJ could be a piece to this team on defense, even if he hurts as a bat, just because there's so much...
with the addition of Story, you just have so much pop in the lineup.
So much pop in the lineup, I agree.
Jack, how do you see this lineup?
You know, I think it's a great lineup. I really do, Ben. I think that the one struggle that we will have is Xander Bogaerts, man. I think him and Story are going to go head-to-head battling who's going to play shortstop. And I think that's really going to be
I could see that being an issue.
Because Xander can't hit when he's not playing short. I don't know what it is. Go to the advanced stats.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
When he plays 30, he hits like 150.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
That was also his rookie year when he's playing third.
He's played third since then.
I know,
but
but you know what I'm saying. He also hit horribly in that World Series. I think that set him back quite a bit.
You know, it's a bunch of things. I don't know. Story's a stud coming in. It's not like he's some schmuck coming in. And just, like,
well, he's also joining Xander's team, I would say.
He is.
So I would honestly argue that Story should be joining the Red Sox with the understanding, I am on Xander's team. I'm going to take the change.
It's like A-Rod going to the Yankees.
Yeah,
He wanted to play short, but playing third. All right, so hopefully that happens.
agree.
But what if the signing turns up to... It turns into a little problem.
Well, if it turns into a little problem, and then God forbid Xander leaves, we now have his replacement.
All right, there it is.
Well, now, what do you think about going PK 1 in the lineup, then going Trevor Story 2, Xander 3, Rafi 4, and then moving JD down to 5th? Would you prefer that, or you prefer?
I would have no problem with that. JD hitting 5.
I like that a little bit more, just because Story has a little bit of speed under him, and if you can get one of those top 2 guys on, maybe a steal, a bunt, whatever it is, get him over, advance the runner. Whereas if Rafi gets on, he's not really going to do much for you in the speed department. But I do like what this lineup is looking like right now.
To your point, pushing JD down to 5. What adding Story does, it just opens up so many options.
Yeah, there's a lot of options.
Like in the case that JD Martinez takes a step back, which I don't think he will, but it's very possible. They have another big bat. Jack, what were you going to say?
I was going to say Bobby Dalbec at 7 could be the sneakiest 30 home runs in the 7th hole.
That's what I'm saying. If he hits,
that could be like the craziest.
I think the Red Sox could be scoring 12 runs a game.
I'm saying, well,
if
he stinks,
stinks,
exactly.
But like,
if he stinks, then we move on. We go to the prospect, whatever. Maybe we make a deadline move. If he does hit, then that's a guy at 7 in the lineup. That's very, a lot of power.
And this is the kind of lineup where a prospect could grow. So say Dahlbeck.
Sure. Less pressure on him.
What
was he hitting 5th at some point last year? 6th.
Yep.
I mean, that's a lot of pressure.
Like our age. Like,
this could definitely help his development. Moving on though, let's get into our favorite and least favorite MLB free agent signings around the league. This isn't just the Red Sox, but could be included here. I'll start first. I really like Luke Voit to the Padres. That's probably one of my favorite moves. Not necessarily maybe my favorite, but one of my favorite. I think this Padres lineup at times lacks a little bit of pop, and they want Tatis to make it up and Hosmer, but you can't always rely on those guys. You need more pop. You need more pop than not, especially in this MLB. That's what Trevor Story adds to the Sox, and that's what Voit adds to the Padres. I mean, that's another bat that not only could he get you 30 home runs a year, but he'll be a reliable guy where he's gonna put the ball deep into the outfield and maybe even get you a sac fly. Like he's a power guy that is more reliable than a lot of the guys that you can get for the value that they got him for. And I really like what he adds to the Padres, who are a team that a lot of people thought they were going to be knocking on the World Series door last year, and they just didn't produce as well. I mean, Tatis got hurt, and he is hurt this year to start. I believe a wrist injury or a forearm injury. But, I mean, this could be a team that, if they could hit without Tatis by the time he comes back, could be a very dangerous team. I really like that move.
Yeah, this isn't necessarily...
What a bozo. Sorry.
Yeah, absolute
idiot. What's he doing?
What is he doing? Yeah, what is he doing?
Did we know how he got hurt?
Motorcycle accident.
Oh, really?
And he lied about it.
Definitely
wow.
Too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that is not a good look.
He lied about it for a few months. And then she just showed up to to
Yeah, and
camp
they're
with
like,
like
"Oh,
a broken
look."
wrist.
Oh, wow.
Like delayed surgery and something.
That's not a good look.
No.
But getting back to the free
Irby's
agency,
team, man. Irby's
Yeah.
team.
this isn't necessarily the move that I thought was the best. The best, I would say, was probably Freddie going to the Dodgers,
Yeah.
or maybe even, I wrote this one down, Carlos Rodon going to the Giants.
Yes,
I really
I
like
really-
that
yes,
one.
I
I really
agree.
like that one.
I really
But
agree.
my favorite would be Kyle Schwarber joining the Philadelphia Phillies. I think this is a win now move. I think
Yes,
I think he's a
for sure.
perfect fit there.
And we predicted him to
we
go
did-
there.
we did predict
We
that.
didn't get the pod out in time, so we just scrapped it. But yes, we came up with free agency predictions, and that was one of the predictions that we both had.
And what I love about this movie, 82 and 80 last season. What you say? You drop 30 more home runs. You have a 90 to maybe even 100 win team.
Oh, yeah.
So I think this is a perfect move. And the DH being across both leagues now, that's huge for this move because Schwarber's not the best fielder in the world, but he has an amazing bat. So I think it was perfect for the Phillies.
This guy's an automatic bat.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Really great.
Agreed.
He can bat leadoff for them.
Yeah.
He did that in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
He was his best at that spot.
All
Even for the
I'm
Nats.
saying is I wouldn't be surprised by a Philadelphia Boston World Series this year.
They're going to be
Wow.
good. I mean, they got Castellanos as well. It's going to be a good team. Really good pitching staff.
Let's
as well.
hope we make it out of the AL East.
Yeah, it's gonna be no, but that's the thing about baseball. We
tough.
don't know. We don't know.
No.
I wouldn't be surprised by a Phillies Blue Jays World Series,
Jays.
Yankees
Nah,
Phillies
screw the
World
Yanks.
Series.
What about you, Jack? You have anyone in mind?
Well, Ben, you mentioned something about the Freddie Freeman deal.
Yep.
I think that guy's a sellout, man. I really do. I don't like him. I didn't like the move.
Is that
I think-
right?
I think he's a traitor. I think
Sticking up for Atlanta, Jack. Sticking up for
hey,
Atlanta.
man, you know,
ATL fans, what do you
26
think?
years, no World Series, wins them one. Oh my, like
Bounces.
come on.
At least he won one. He
Hey.
did do it.
He did do it, but he was the face of that. He
Yeah.
was the guy that was there the whole time during that drought. He's
true.
the modern
Yeah.
player there. So
Yeah.
I think he's just a sellout. I don't like the move.
Yeah, he is the kind of guy that if he were to stick there, he'd probably have a statue there one
And
day.
we need-
Agreed.
Exactly. There's
He
no
might still get a
anymore.
statue.
He might still
who
get a
knows?
statue,
I
but
disagree. No statue for him.
no, but I
They'll save
I
it
do
for
agree.
Acuna.
It was a bit of
Acuna
a
gets a statue
It
now.
was a bit of a stab in the back.
Yeah.
Hey,
for sure.
Thankfully, they did handle it very well, adding in Chapman, who I was hoping the Red
Oh,
Sox would sign.
Olsen.
Sneaky
I'm
move.
sorry,
Olsen,
Olsen.
that was a great move.
What a beast Olsen is.
That's a great move. Moving on to our least favorite signings. I'm going to go Chris Bryant on a 7-year, $182 million contract to the Colorado Rockies. Now, this is something I don't really get that much from the Rockies' perspective. They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
really don't.
They don't trade Trevor Story at the deadline, which is a great opportunity to get some value, some prospects in a guy that has probably been one of the best on your teams in the last 10 years, 5-10 years.
He's been their best player the last decade.
Yeah, and you don't get the value from him, which doesn't make sense to me. You let him walk. I mean, good for us. The Sox get him. But just in general, what are you doing? You don't get the value from him. You don't know what you're doing. Then you sign Chris
They're all
Bryant to
high.
a huge contract. And, I just don't see why you do it. Another thing that I don't understand maybe from Chris Bryant gets the bag. I understand. He could have inflated numbers in Colorado with the altitude. Yep, exactly. And he gets a lot of money. A win-win for him. I don't know,
it makes
you
a
know?
lot of sense from the player's perspective, obviously,
but as a Rocky, it doesn't make any sense to me. And another thing I want to mention.
what the hell are the Colorado Rockies doing?
Exactly.
MVP.
Oh my
I like the
God.
move.
He
I
wants
love
a
the
chance.
move. I love the move. I really do, Des. I'm sorry to disagree with
Are
you.
you
man,
sure?
But
Okay.
I don't know. It's something about it.
This is why you're a guest and not a regular host.
It's all right, man. It's okay. It's all right. I'll be on once in a while. But Chris Bryant, he was a great center stone piece to the Cubs World Series.
Yeah, he was, but
Made the final play. The grin on his face.
no,
You
no,
saw it. Come on.
I agree that he's an all-time great player.
Yeah.
He's
30
gonna
years old.
He's gonna be in the Hall of Fame.
30.
No, but this is the kind of move I would understand if you had
yeah.
kept Trevor Story.
Yeah, well, here's my issue with it. You see, I don't know if any of you guys have Carlos Correa as your favorite or least favorite move, but you see what they did with what the Twins did with Carlos Correa. They gave him a 3-year deal, something short,
Yeah.
with a lot of money per year.
Yep.
John Heyman deal, which is his agent, and it makes sense. I mean, one, if they're good, he sticks around, maybe re-signs. If they're not good, they probably sell him at the deadline 1-2 years in, and they get a boatload of prospects. It works for them. It makes sense for a team that's probably rebuilding. Maybe if Byron Buxton stays at the level he played at this year before he got hurt, that could be a really strong team.
It could be a surprise team this year.
If Miguel Sano gets going again, you never know. But what I'm saying is, why doesn't Chris Bryant do one of those? and then he's more of a candidate to get traded at the deadline, go to another World Series potential team, and have another shot at a World Series. You got a 7-year, $182 million contract. Nobody wants to touch that.
Yeah.
He's going to be in probably Colorado for the rest of his life. Probably miserable, honestly.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I think he's going to regret it.
Yeah, I really it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money. And this was probably, honestly, I don't want to say his last big payday, because if he did take a 3-year deal, he would have gotten another big payday. But, like, this is a huge payday.
Yeah, I mean,
This is a lot of money. This is a lot of money.
26 annual is a lot. I mean, yeah.
I mean, hey, that's a big pay, but what if they build around him somehow?
Agreed.
I mean,
he's not
then
done
you would
yet.
be right.
He's
you
not
would be
done
right.
yet. He's not. Once he gets to 35, fine.
All right.
Terrible deal once he's 35.
Yeah.
Like
horrible
top
deal.
5 worst deal in baseball when he's 35. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out.
for my worst, I don't know the term on this deal. I don't know the money on this deal. All I know is this is a horrible decision on the player's part. Seiya Suzuki going to the Cubs. What the hell are you doing?
Oh man.
What are his representatives doing, letting him choose the Cubs?
Yeah, that was really
like, well, why are you not in Boston? We have another thing. We have a history with Japanese players. Koji, I believe, said this is his favorite team he ever played on. Tozawa was another one. I thought it was.
We threw Tozawa's arm out, Ben. Maybe
maybe that's why.
He doesn't like us.
I really thought that it was going to be a perfect fit. I really don't understand why. And it was reported, I believe, before the lockout. I don't know what. Obviously, something changed with him choosing the Cubs. It was nearly a lock for him to go to the Red Sox. So I really don't understand the move. I think the Cubs just blow. They're absolutely horrible.
Yeah, it's an interesting move.
God bless Bill Murray, because he's never going to see another championship.
You got the one.
You got any other?
So I think I actually messed up my the order I
presented them in.
I went least first.
It's all right.
So my favorite is going to be Trevor Story to the Red Sox. Huge Red Sox fan. Have to go with
I like that move.
Ecstatic about it.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
No,
I woke up to that news. It made my day.
If he could boost his average up and be like a 290, 285 hitter instead of like a 270, 260, then I mean, then we really hit a home run there.
I really agree, and he needs to just get up. He needs to get past the 150 hit mark. That's like the really big thing, and I think Fenway Park will really help him out with that.
For sure.
He's just built to hit at Fenway. It's a perfect.
I mean,
fit.
you know how many balls he's gonna hit off the Green Monster.
I think the Red Sox are gonna be the highest scoring team in baseball this year. I also think that we're gonna be
I would not put it past us.
Giving up the most runs.
Does Story have some speed, or
he has a lot of speed?
He can steal a bag. He can steal a bag in a big moment.
Inside
He's
the Parker
he's a complete baseball player. He is perfect for the Red Sox. I love the move so much.
Good. And moving on to our last topic, like we talked about in the beginning for a second, the lockout has finally ended for the MLB, and part of that negotiation process was banning the shift. And so now you ban the shift, and we talked about it. I think the second episode we made was ban the shift in all caps. Please listen to it if you haven't. Great pod. But I mean,
some of our best work.
Yeah, some of our best work for sure. Or the sunflower seed one. I mean, that was great. But you ban the shift. What does that mean for Red Sox lineup? For the Red Sox lineup this year?
I think it's just enhances what is already great. I think even if the shift was still in this year, they would be absolutely raking. But without it, they're just going to be even more so. So I think the Red Sox are going to be absolutely electric this season. Just so much, as we said earlier, so much pop in the lineup. Just so much power. I think this is going to make Raffy. I think Raffy might hit 310.
That's
310 plus this year.
We're going to see some 300 hitters this year for sure. Shift's definitely going to be a part of that.
I think that's going to be the biggest influence of the shift being banned.
Yeah, and also
Raffy's going to hit 310 plus.
Yeah, the outfield shifts and what Fenway does, because kind of that effect kind of went away a little bit for a couple of years with that corner and the Green Monster there. You know, like that's Double's alley right there, and you can't have shifts anymore. It's definitely gonna. Defenses can't play into it.
No, if we want to flip it a little bit, how does this affect us defensively? I don't think it affects us at all defensively.
Well, what if getting JBJ was part of that?
I think that, that is a good point.
Heim's a big guy. Yeah.
Heim is really winning me over this
offseason.
Yeah. It's just I was kind of crapping all over him a month ago, but he's really winning me over right now.
I mean, it's the same thing we're doing on Belichick until he probably trades for like.
Yeah, until he makes a big deal. But
Brings
until
Brady
then,
back, and we
Bill,
don't know.
like, come on, get off the boat.
Heim's the guy
Time to make
in
a trade.
Boston
Let's
right
go.
now, and I think he's the
Yeah,
guy
I'm
we're
loving
going
Heim.
with.
Jack, how do you feel about
Yeah,
this?
what are your thoughts?
I think Fenway is like the most beneficial probably ballpark
Yeah.
to be like
Yep,
for
you're
this
right.
new rule
Yeah.
to take place. I think it's just so uniquely set up and like how like versatile you can be as a hitter.
And you play
there.
into your
It's
strengths.
astonishing to me
It's
how
crazy.
still, after all these years, no team, not even the Yankees, know how to play defense at Fenway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
No one can figure it out.
Exactly.
And like some people's careers have like actually like changed and they become all-star hitters.
Oh, for
Like,
sure.
How about David Ortiz?
David Ortiz
Hitting
became
that
the first ballot. He became the greatest
Hall of
DH of
Famer.
all time based on playing in a new
Park.
ballpark.
You know, so I think all this being said, and no more shift, I think it's outstanding for their line.
Yeah,
So I'd say overall a really good pod for the Sox. We're looking forward to a bright future, especially this year. We'll continue to bring out more pods, maybe even a pod tomorrow night. Stay tuned. Follow us on Instagram at the Tipsy Tailgate. We post all of our Speakin Sox content there. Follow us and rate us 5 stars if you like on Spotify, and check out our other videos. We really appreciate it. And unless you guys have anything else to say, thanks for tuning in to episode 4.
Go Sox.
Thank you, fellas.
Let's do it.